Ben's legacy is one of a man in full because he has a great family life. He's been a big contributor civically and socially to his country, his city, his state, and he has a career as a businessman and as a leader that anybody would be proud of.
Virtually all of my career at Crown Castle has been following Ben from role to role. I will tell you, one of the hardest things in life is to try to follow Ben Moreland. His intellect, his skill, his diligence in the role, he set a very high standard of what it would look like to do those jobs well.
I did apply to the business school and got in, and so it was before it was called McCombs. It was the business school, and was happy to get in. It wasn't as hard to get into as it is today. One of the greatest things that happened at the University of Texas was I met my wife. She's a happy McCombs grad as well. I went to work at what at the time was Texas Commerce Bank, became JP Chase, and had a terrific 15-year experience there. That taught me a tremendous amount about business and dealing with people and being fair and trying to come out with a win-win situation.
My first impression of Ben was that he was a very bright man and a risk taker who saw something he liked in what we were building.
I made the decision to leave and join Crown I guess it was in the summer of 1999, at a time when the company was just really formulating its business plan. We'd done one transaction, had some private equity in the business that had just gone public. And from there, we sought to build a team and then continued on a very active acquisition spree after that. And I'll never forget, we had a saying, it's don't run out of money.
I first met Ben in 1999 when he came to work at Crown Castle, and we worked closely on the finance side of the house. I learned a tremendous amount from him in the early days about how to take our company from the early stage of founding and growing it into what it's become today.
And I was fortunate enough to be granted by the board the promotion as CEO, and so I was named CEO in 2008. The job of CEO is very different from CFO, and up until that point in my career, people would label me the finance guy. You're a finance guy. You were a banker, you were the CFO, you're raising capital. When you become CEO, you're a people guy. And if you're smart, you will realize that it's all about people every day.
He was the obvious choice to become the next CEO at Crown. It was evident by the way he held himself, by the way he engaged in the business. Ben was an incredible leader at Crown, and so financially astute, made great decisions.
We're spending upwards of $400 to $500 million a year on development activity, on building new systems today. If you ask me, what am I proudest of in that time period? It would really be value we created for shareholders as well as employees. We believed deeply in sort of financial and incentive alignment in the company, and that continues to this day. You know, many folks where it was sort of a life-changing experience in terms of being able to educate kids, pay for colleges, pay off a house, help their parents, things like that are just so much fun and rewarding that you don't always see in business. We got into 2017. I made the decision to retire from Crown Castle as CEO. Now I'm very involved and chairman of the board of Clear Channel Outdoor, the outdoor billboard company. On a couple of other private company boards, other investments, as well as a very significant commitment in Houston to Houston Methodist Hospital. And one of my mentors is John Adams, who introduced me to the opportunity to sponsor kids in the University of Texas with scholarships at McCombs. It creates opportunity. It creates an opportunity for kids that have the ability and the drive and the work ethic, because it's not easy. I used to tell my kids, they don't just mail you a degree. You kind of have to go to class, pay attention, and work hard. But for kids who otherwise didn't have the financial resources maybe to do that, it gives them that opportunity to do more of that and really put themselves in the position to really change their career trajectory and probably that of their family's experience. No guarantees, but you come out of school with a McCombs degree, you've got a pretty good shot if you're willing to work hard.
Ben is going to do the right thing no matter what happens. And over the course of working with somebody for nearly 20 years, the business is going to go through peaks and valleys. And one of the greatest things that I treasure about the time that I got to work with Ben was during the valleys, I knew Ben was always going to do the right thing.
Ben Moreland is deserving of the Hall of Fame award because, like the people that came before him, he is an example that others can follow. And he's a leader of excellence who started at the bottom, like many of others, made it all the way to the top, and did it with great integrity and great character. He fits right in with the rest of the McCombs Hall of Fame winners.
For his decades of business leadership and for supporting future generations of McCombs graduates, Ben Moreland is worthy of the McCombs Hall of Fame.